Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Alicia Simone and I am really glad that you guys decided to click on this video. If you are not new here, then you already know I am not going to waste a whole lot of time in the intro. I am going to hop right into the topic for today. So, today we are going to be talking about some of the changes that I have experienced post baby, more specifically 20 months post baby. If you are not new to this channel, then you already know that throughout my pregnancy journey, I documented the different changes and things that I was experiencing, some good, some super crazy and unexpected, but I won't get into much detail here. I think that I can link some cards up above, so if you would like to check those out, go ahead and do that after you watch this video. But I also came to you guys after about a month of having my daughter to let you know some of the changes that were happening with me postpartum up to that point. So I will link that somewhere as well, because at that point I had just had her, like I said, about a month before. And so my hormones were crashing, all types of crazy changes were happening there as well, because I had just had another major shift in my body. I was no longer carrying a baby. And so my body was getting back used to not, having that little person attached to me inside, because she was definitely attached to me externally. Still is. But anyway, I do want to let you all know that none of any of this that is on this list is meant to scare or put fear into anyone that is looking forward to being a mom, looking forward to being pregnant and having that experience, because it is a beautiful one. Some of these things on my list are not so good, and then others aren't so bad either. But I just wanted to come and be honest, real, raw with y'all and let you guys know what's up. Some of these things might be TMI also. So, bear with me. So the first change that I'm going to tell you guys about, I'm not so mad at. It's really not that big of a deal to me. To some people it may be, but to me not really. And that change is my stretch marks. I now have stretch marks on my hips, on my thighs, on my stomach, on my back. They don't bother me. They really don't. If any one of them kind of annoys me a little bit, maybe it's the ones on my stomach and on my back. But even those, it's not a huge deal to me. I guess because in my mind I think of stretch marks as a sign of growth. The fact that I was able to grow a whole human being and then deliver that person, like, that's still the most beautiful thing to me. And just the idea of what my body had to go through in order to get her here. Whenever I look at my stretch marks, I kind of look at them as my battle scars. I guess you could say, like, wow, I really was able to do that. So they're pretty cool to me. I'm pretty sure that I made the ones on my stomach a little bit worse than they had to be, because I don't know if any of you have heard this, but I was told not to scratch my stomach whenever it would get itchy. But towards the end of my pregnancy, I was scratching hard because it was very itchy no matter what I put on it. But nowadays, all I do is just make sure that my stomach is moisturized just like the rest of my body. And most times I do that with shea butter or something with shea butter in it. So I've seen some improvements, but like I said, it's not something that I'm like trying so hard to get rid of. If they go away, great. If they don't, it's not the end of the world for me. Soon after I had my daughter, I was experiencing night sweats. So whenever I would go to sleep, I would wake up and it would feel like I was just in a pool of water. The bed would be soaked. I don't deal with that anymore. But what I do deal with are hot flashes. Sometimes I can be freezing cold to the point where people are looking at me like, girl, it's not cold in here, you tripping. And then 5 minutes later, it feels like someone poured gasoline on me and lit a match. Sweating profusely. It's terrible. I don't really know what the reason for this is. I'm thinking my hormones are out of whack. I honestly feel like that for a few different things. I just feel off. I feel off. I feel like something's not right. And I actually do want to find a new gynecologist, one that will take the time to sit down with me and explain, you know, what's going on with me. I want to get a full blood panel so I can see, you know, what my levels are with everything, what I need more of, what I need less of, just so I can feel balanced. And the more that I've been learning about the female body, I've just been more and more intrigued. For example, I've been learning about cycle syncing. If you don't know what that is, please look it up. But I definitely would like to do a video on that in the future, the more that I learn about it. But cycle syncing and just how to balance out your hormones, like I'm just super intrigued by those things because they affect so much. Like your hormones as a woman affects so much of your life. And I didn't realize that until recently. So one thing that I picked up in order to try to help what I'm experiencing right now are these dietary supplements by Ray, R-A-E, and they are the Rebalance dietary supplements. I'll do the YouTube hand so you guys can see. So basically there are properties that are in the supplements that are supposed to help balance out your hormones. This was actually suggested to me by my friend Shay. Shout out to Shay. She suggested these to me the other night. I was kind of venting on my close friends about some other things that I was, you know, experiencing with my body, dealing with my hormones, and she, you know, let me know that these have helped her a great deal. So I decided to pick them up. I haven't started them yet. They have a 30-day supply. I believe that you take 2 a day because of 60 capsules in here. So I will definitely let you guys know in about 30 days how these have, you know, affected me or helped me. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying these out. Next, oh dang. Next on the list is my hernia. So whenever you get pregnant, we all know that everything stretches out. After having that baby, everything is trying to go back to normal. So in my case, when everything was trying to get back to normal, go back to normal, my abdominal walls, they pinched my intestines. So now I have a hernia that is right above my belly button, and it doesn't necessarily hurt me a whole lot. It's just annoying whenever I eat and I get full. My stomach gets really, really tight, and sometimes it seems that I get full a lot quicker. The main reason that it's really annoying though is because it's a lump basically protruding from my stomach. But it's not something that I plan on getting rid of or doing anything about necessarily, at least until after I'm done having children, because it wouldn't really make sense to, because I'm pretty sure the only way to get rid of it is through surgery. And I mean, having more kids and the possibility of it happening again, it's like, what's the point, right? So I just have to deal with it until that time comes. But like I said, it's not really a super painful thing. It just gets kind of tight whenever I eat a lot. Now, this next thing is very painful, and that is sciatica. So if you know what the sciatic nerve is, it's the nerve that runs from your back all the way down to your leg. And sometimes different things can cause this nerve to become aggravated or pinched. And that leads to sciatica. In my case, after, you know, speaking with my doctors and learning a little bit more about sciatica, I believe that I'm now struggling with this because around 32 weeks, I went into preterm labor with my daughter. Thankfully, they were able to stop the process of labor. They were able to stop the labor from progressing. But I was left 4 centimeters dilated, and I carried her that way for 5 more weeks. And so her head was literally pressing on my pelvic bone. She had already started coming down. Like she was so low. It hurt to walk, it hurt to stand, it hurt to sit, it hurt to lay down. It just hurt. No matter what I did, I could not get comfortable. And I was in pain. It was my pelvic bones were in pain, but also my back, because the way that I had to carry her from being so low. Along with the pelvic pain, the back pain that I was feeling, it would run all the way down my leg also. And so that made it even harder to, walk and stand. I guess that I thought that it would go away after actually having her, but I was sadly mistaken. No, it seems like it actually got worse. So I went to the doctor and they let me know what it was. They sent me to physical therapy where they, helped me do different exercises and kind of like a strength training type thing. They were really focused on strengthening my abs and strengthening my back. And it helped. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it made the pain a little less. Like, I wasn't in as much pain, but it was always still there. Now that I haven't been going to physical therapy, it's definitely getting worse again. I still do the exercises, just not as much as I should be. So I definitely have to get on that, because I don't know if there's ever a way to like get rid of it. I think I just have to maintain, which kind of sucks, but I just have to do what I have to do. I'm gonna keep, doing the exercises and doing them more consistently. So hopefully, I experience less pain. And so the last thing on my list is honestly the best thing on my list. I no longer experience severe cramping whenever it is my time of the month. If you know me, you know that ever since I first had a period, which was at age 11, everyone in my house knew, all of my friends knew, all of my teachers knew, like whenever it was time for my cycle, I was going to miss at least 2 days of school. I was bedbound, could not get up from being so sick and so in pain, really. Like, I would just have to sleep all day as much as I could, because sometimes it was so bad that I couldn't even sleep it off. It was something that I thought that I was going to have to deal with for the rest of my life, so I kind of just accepted it for what it was, live my life around it. But it really was miserable. I was actually afraid for my first cycle after having her to start, because like I was just so nervous about it. Like, how am I supposed to care for my baby if I'm this much in pain? If I can barely get up, if I can barely move around, how can I properly care for her? But I was pleasantly surprised that the pain level was nowhere near close to what I used to experience. I still have, that dull back pain, pain in my legs, slight cramping, but it is nothing like what I used to experience. And so I am so thankful for that. The only downside that I would say, or maybe negative, now when it comes to my cycle, is really my PMS symptoms. They seem to have gotten a lot worse as far as like the moodiness and my, this emotional roller coaster. And I'm not happy about that. Like that, I can't. Like, that's not something that I'm okay with getting used to. So I definitely want to look into that as well. I'm pretty sure it's a hormonal thing, just as everything else is. And I know so many women experience this. And it's just not fun. It's really not fun. Like, I know people make jokes about it, like, oh, you must be on your period. Oh, it must be her time of the month because she be in emote. Like, but it really does suck to just feel like you're on this emotional roller coaster, like you almost can't control them. But yeah, I noticed that those have gotten a good bit worse. So we're definitely gonna get that checked out at my next doctor's appointment. I'm really excited to share with you guys what I learned, the more that I learn about the female anatomy, and how I can just make mine the best that it can be. For me to not just focus on, going to the gym, working out, things like that, but to actually like focus on my feminine health more. So the last thing that I'm gonna do is show you what my tummy looks like now, a year and a half later. Honestly, y'all, it could have been better. If I was actually consistent with the gym and wasn't, you know, slacking off or whatever, it could have been better. But I wasn't on my stuff, so, you know. But I'm gonna show y'all, okay? All right, so this is my belly, 20 months postpartum. Um, right here is the hernia that I was telling you guys about. It's actually more prominent, like I said, after I eat. It would show up a little bit more, and it actually shows up a little bit more when I turn to the side, so I'll turn to the side in a second. But this is what I kind of call my little oatmeal pie because it's so wrinkly. But I just laugh with myself about that. A little bit of stretch marks. I'll turn to the side now. Um, yeah, so like I said, you probably can see the hernia a little bit better right here. So I really just have some tightening that I want to do. It's a little bit of loose skin. I just want to build some muscle here. I'm not necessarily trying to get abs or anything like that, but I just want to, you know, balance things out a little bit here and hopefully be able to make this a little less noticeable, and not bulge out so much, especially after I eat. But no matter what your body looks like at this stage, at any stage, you know, after having a baby, just know that if you are not satisfied with it, you can definitely change it. Don't feel like you don't have the power to, you know, actually do what you have to do to change it, because it's your body, you know, and how you feel about it is what matters. So I'm not satisfied with it, so we're going to do something about it. Yeah, that is where we are right now. That's what my tummy is looking like. So yeah, but that is pretty much everything that has changed for me as far as my body goes after having a baby. Like I said, you may not experience any of these things, and I hope not, except for the period thing if you deal with that. If you're a mom and you've experienced any changes after having a baby, which I'm sure that you have, they may be different than mine, please feel free to comment those changes below. So, you know, we all know that we are not out here by ourselves, that this is a natural thing, so it's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, your body did an amazing thing, performed a miracle, so be proud of that, but also take care of yourself. So that is it for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to join the family. Share this video with a friend if you think that they may find it useful. And I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.